What's going on, everybody? Tommy D here from TommyDtv. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk about Bree in tonight's episode. Um, me and Bree, we have a lot in common that I never realized before. You know, uh, Bree has a really, really good family, a very loving family, people that actually care for her and that will go out and look for her. I had that very similar thing. And I was watching some of her old interviews and some of her old stories. And, a lot of things started to resonate with me. We just have so much in common. So I just wanted to watch a little bit of that, comment on it. And then I was going to speak about what are some of the struggles that she may have ahead of her, like step one and what you have to do and some of the things you might need to stay away from. Um, and things like that. But first, let's just get into and watch a little bit of the interview first.
I would hide from them.
Devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel AML Films, and we out there. And look who I got today, guys. The most requested person from the channel is Miss Bree. What's up, Bree? How you doing today, girl?
I'm alright.
Oh, it's great to see you.
Okay.
What's been going on with you, Bree? How's life?
It's alright.
Life's all right.
Mm-hmm.
What's new? What's new in your life?
Nothing.
Same old, same old?
Yes.
What's going on in Kensington?
I don't know. A lot of people around here are pretty angry. Trying to follow you around,
Oh,
beat you up for no reason.
has anything changed in your life as far as like your habit?
I just want to comment on what she just said. He asked about everyday life in Kensington. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to Mal from AML Films for all the work he does on his channel and all these great interviews that he brings us and all the great content that he gives you guys. Because all the content he gives you guys is reality. It's reality of what goes on down there. And it's reality of what a lot of people in this area and all around the country that go down there have to deal with. The drugs, the people, the violence. And that's what she was just about to speak about. People beating her up for no reason. People mad all the time. Kensington is a cesspool of problems. Everybody is fixated on their very next move, what they're going to get, what they're going to do, and how they're going to get it as quick as possible. They'll walk over their friends to get it. There's community and camaraderie in Kensington, but don't get it twisted. When the going gets rough, people will screw each other over for that money. And there's never any real happiness in Kensington. And if you see somebody real happy, smiling, and joyful, 9 times out of 10, they just did a shot and they're in a euphoric state. That's just a fact.
No.
Are you still having struggle with fentanyl? Are you still battling the addiction?
No, I don't battle it.
No.
I'm fine with it.
You fine with it?
Yeah.
Has your habit increased or decreased?
I don't know. I think it's the same.
So how much you spend every day on buying drugs?
Like 100 for me, 100 for another person.
Your husband? Are you
Probably.
still with your husband here? How's your living situation? Do you have a place to stay currently?
Did you see that look that she gave him when he asked about her significant other? That's what it is, you know. You might have love for that person, you might care about that person, but, you know, you can't maintain any type of real relationship when you're on the streets like that and you're using on a daily basis. You know, you might want to try, and people will try, and they'll stay together, and they'll get each other pregnant, and they'll go through each other's problems together because it's easier to have a partner to go through problems with than to do it by yourself. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys could understand that, but just makes it a little bit easier. But God bless Brie. You know, I'm just so happy that she's in the place where she is right now. But I'm just going over these interviews because, you know, I relate to her in a lot of different ways. You know, I saw those earlier pictures of her when they were he showed the earlier pictures in this interview, and you know they showed her at like a high school party with the 40 bottle. I got pictures just like that, and I almost directly remember. I can almost picture my friends, people I know that are in that same exact position that she is right now, and the way they used to look, and how the drugs just took them. Because that's what drugs do. They take your physical well being and your mental stability, and they take your soul. And it takes a real long time to get that back.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long do you think you're going to keep on living this life, Bree? You a nice girl. You don't seem like you're happy down here anymore. Are you happy down here?
Oh, no. No. Well, sometimes.
What makes you happy?
Um,
Let me just answer that right now. She's happy when she gets high. You know what she just said? Well, sometimes it's when she gets high, when she has that money, when she can keep it. And that's the battle that she went through all this time from when this video was taken all the way until just a little bit while back when she climbed back out of Kensington and went back home to her mother. You know, you have to struggle with that first step. Step one, am I powerless? Am I okay with this addiction? Am I a functional addict? Do I want to live this way? Obviously, she didn't want to live this way. And I'm going to show what happened at the end of this video that made her, I think, ultimately change her mind.
I can't decide. It just comes on.
If your family were to come to Kensington looking for you today, will you welcome your family?
No, I would hide from them
Why?
because I don't like them. They talk too much. They
You
talk too much stupid stuff behind your back, and then they try to be nice to your face. They double team you. I don't like people who double team people.
So what is it that make you want to keep on taking drugs, Bree?
What she just said about her family, I can relate to that so much. You know, I don't know if you guys, anybody watching this video remembers, but you know, my family used to look for me in Kensington. My father used to drive me to Kensington, and sometimes I would finagle him and manipulate him to give me money so that I wouldn't be sick, so that I wouldn't have to be down there. He would do that. I took such advantage of that man and my mother and my family and everybody that loved me until I was right where Bree was right now on the streets. And like she was just saying, when they come down to look for her, she hides from them because having to face that demon in your guys. I'm trying to give you a perspective to understand. But these drugs are so addictive. They just possess your mind and your body. It takes a lot to climb away from that. And when your parents come down or your family comes down or people that love you, you don't want to hurt them anymore. I didn't want to hurt my family anymore. Thinking back on it makes me want to cry, some of that stuff.
You know? How many times have you OD?
Not a lot.
Like, how many will you say?
I mean, you wake up, right? We all wake up.
Are you,
I don't know. I don't want to be saying that. And then,
are you afraid of dying, Bree?
no.
You have any message?
Unless it's going to hurt.
Oh, yeah, unless it's going to hurt.
I know it is going to hurt.
Has anything bad happened to you recently out here in Kensington?
A couple of bad things.
Can you tell us something? What happened?
No.
Just one, please.
This girl chased me down the street, and then she punched me in the back of the neck, and all I was trying to do was walk away from her. She said I looked at her funny. She just said, "Don't look at me like that," because she was, I don't know what she was doing, but
Just strangle up.
She's likable, you know what I mean? The way she talks. But to keep it real, guys, she said the one girl chasing her down hit her. I'm sure, I know, as we're going to see later in this video, I know that she has seen and been through a lot of traumatic things. Because me being a man and being down there, I've been through a lot of horrible traumatic things that I still dream about to this day. I still have drug dreams. I still wake up thinking that I got high. I struggle all the time with that. It's a daily battle for me, just like it's a daily battle for her. Every single day. And these vlogs and doing these videos right here, this is helping me. And all the support and nice comments I get from you guys, that helps me in a major way. And I hope some of the things that I'm saying in these videos help you guys. I really do. All right, let's watch a little more of this, and then I want to see what her brother has to say, because the video that Mal from AML, and you can see all of these interviews on Mal AML Films' channel. He's the one that did all of this content and that's taken care of Bree and all the other people of Kensington. He does a great job. But he did one with her brother, and that one really hit home with me because my sister used to go down there looking for me, and the whole relationship with me and my sister is well, that's another story, guys. But just the whole idea of them coming down there and looking for me, it's emotional,
then she followed me up and down the street talking shit to me and swung at the back of my head.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Bree.
Right?
That's probably a hater, a Bree hater,
Probably.
What do you think needs to be done in Kensington to help with this drug problem?
I don't think it's that big of a problem. I don't think
You don't think so?
I think it's all right.
The people who don't do, how do they treat the addicts?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, guys. That I got a kick out of that. Just the way she said that. I don't think it's that big of a problem. It's probably something I would have said. She's very likable. Very likable. Very funny. But I could picture that because it wouldn't be a problem with me either if I wanted to get high, honestly.
I don't know. I hope they don't look at me like that. I don't.
What's hard to change you as a person? Has
No.
it changed you? So you still the same person you were before the drugs?
Mm-hmm.
Have you had any other bad dating experience out here?
No.
Have you had a best dating experience?
Yes.
Can you tell me about it?
I don't want to share it.
Okay, Bree. Now, Bree, if you can give an advice to anyone who's thinking about coming to Kensington, what advice would you give them?
I can't give them any advice. They will just have to come here and make all their mistakes themselves.
What about people who use drugs occasionally? What advice do you have for those people?
None.
Mm-hmm. How do you stay safe out here, Bree?
I try to do the right thing, make the next right move. I try not to bother people who look scary.
What do you have to say to all your supporters out there who've been asking about you?
I don't know. I don't go on the internet.
Bree, if you had $10,000, if somebody gave you $10,000 today, what would you do with it?
I would put it in a whole bunch of categories. I would just spread it all around. I mean, I would get everything I needed because people would just rob me. So.
How many times have you been robbed in Kensington?
Not really.
Nobody.
I mean, not officially.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't want to look into it, honestly.
As a child growing up, did your parents tell you to stay away from drugs?
Sure. Yeah, they did.
They did. When was the last time you did something nice for yourself?
I do something nice for myself every day.
Like what are some things that you do?
I don't know. Take care of myself.
That was
Take
good.
a shower. I pay for myself.
Nice.
She is. She's very likable. But look, she's being honest. Every single answer she's given him, that's how she really feels. She doesn't care. She doesn't care about a lot of these questions that he's saying. She wants to get through the interview so she could probably get whatever she's gonna. I don't know. I could tell that she just is in this cloud of a moment, and I could relate. I could totally relate. I could totally relate to that. I do nothing but pray for her to stay sober and keep fighting the same fight. Because all of the content that she gave us on YouTube, I could tell you this, watching her interviews, I could tell you it helped my recovery. So big shout out to Mal for doing all these interviews. Because it did. It helped my recovery. All the interviews that Frank does on Morals Over Money helps my recovery. All the lives that he does, that Mal does, that everybody in Kensington does, that stuff helps my recovery. Because I'm grateful to be here with my family. And I hope she's grateful to be home with her mom. I want to play something from her brother real quick.
I felt is paid for. All is said and done. Oh. I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it in a sense of feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all. Fearless.
Hi, my name's Matt Morales, and
All right, real quick, I have to comment on the intro to that video. First of all, Mal does great work. He's very talented. He is with all of the stuff that he does. But that intro, that was fire, and especially showing the pictures of Matt and Alyssa when they were younger. You know, I could feel the emotion in it. And I can feel the emotion in what Matt has to say here, especially with when I think about my sister, because it's the first thing I thought about was my sister.
I'm basically coming out here to Kensington to check up on my sister and see, if there's anything I could possibly do for her to just help her out in her life, basically. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure she's okay and she's safe, and want to make sure that she knows that, her family is still, thinking about her, and we care about her and we miss her. So.
I can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given. But honestly, you've got another thing living. We could run.
As for the questions, when it comes to the mental illness, I'm not sure if what my sister has been diagnosed with specifically, but I'm pretty sure there was it's not, obviously got to be something going on with her. Obviously you can't be out here doing what these people are doing if you're okay. It's not how it works. And where we're from, we grew up in Levittown, Pennsylvania. We grew up on Willowwood Drive, suburbs.
All right, real quick, I just have to say this. All right, that is literally 5 minutes from my house. I live in Langhorne. She lives in Levittown. They're right next to each other. She probably went to my high school. I think she definitely did. God bless them. Their stories are similar to mine. That's why her story resonates so strongly with mine. You know how many kids come from the suburbs where Alyssa and Matt are from where I'm from, and get stuck in Kensington and then wind up wasting decade after decade? And if they don't stop, their entire lives rushing back and forth because the residents might be up here, but they spend all their time down there.
It was it was a good life. Our family background, my parents were foster parents. they took in foster kids, mostly special needs children, because special needs children need the most care and most work, and my family, my mother and my father were willing to put in that work. So that's the background we come from. Our childhood was good. There's nothing to complain about. We had everything we wanted. Couldn't ask for more. I'm just scrolling to the questions here, getting some inspiration. Here's a decent question from KJR15. They're wondering what our game plan is when it comes to my sister. My sister's been out here for so long. There's no, special game plan that we think is going to save her life. My sister's been out here long enough. There's nothing that hasn't happened to her. If she hasn't come home by now and felt the need to quit by now, there's nothing that's going to make her do that. You know what I mean? So our game plan is just to get a hold of my sister, make sure if it's cold that my sister has a coat and is going to be warm. If she's hungry and needs something to eat, she can be fed. And if she has to get clean, she can come get clean. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, with my sister, one of the last interactions she had with her family is when my younger brother fell asleep and left his car keys on the table. And next thing you know, he wakes up from his nap and his car is gone for however long my sister had it to take it on one of her trips. And she ended up coming back a few days with the car. And, the car was just, messed up in a mess. I don't know if she tried to sell the tires off of it or whatever she tried to do with it. But, that was the last time we heard anything big from our sister as well.
All right, I just want to comment on that. That's something that I'm also very, very familiar with. We hurt the ones we love. You know why? Because it's easy. And our addictions tell us to. Because our addictions control us. Because the only thing that is important is our addiction and that drug. So getting that car was obviously a means for her to get what she needed the most. And God bless Matt and her family for the love that they give her. You could tell they're great people. Taking in foster kids with special needs, those are some of the saints of this world. God bless her mother and her whole family. And God bless her. I want to listen to a little bit more of Matt's interview, and then I want to play something that maybe was the straw that drove Bree to stay home.
Well, I never would have wanted, I've seen so many, everyone's seen Intervention at least once. Everybody has seen a drug documentary, but it's painful. It's painful to watch, to see that and have be my sister. And this is how I find her. I just watch the videos to see the state she's in, and to hear how people have been treating her on the street. It's not easy to hear about your sister. She's got to be so skinny. She doesn't weigh like 100 pounds soaking wet. You know what I mean? That's the case for so many girls out here, and she's just out here getting her ass beat or getting raped. You know what I mean? Having the trick for drugs, like, fucking kills me. That's what it's come down to for her. It shouldn't be like that for her. It shouldn't be like that for anybody. And it was just it was heartbreaking to see her like that after this time. And it was I was also happy to see her, though, to know that she's still around.
Did you see the emotion coming out of him? That's real emotion. That's real pain. You know what I mean? And you could tell he feels it. He feels it for her. And he doesn't know if there's going to be anything that gets her to come home. And I think his prayer was answered, although it wasn't probably in the way that he wanted. And this is just something that happens on the streets of Kensington. Alyssa, aka Breeze, attack. And why there is no justice for her yet. I would like to know right now, you guys, why there isn't any justice for Bree. What is your opinion on why there isn't any justice for Bree? Let's go into the article.
And right now, the investigation is underway after two people were set on fire. A woman who was burned is in the hospital tonight. Officials believe it may have stemmed from an argument. Here's our Jeff Cole.
Eyewitnesses say they saw a woman toss a flammable substance on the victim. These burn marks in Kensington's Harrogate Park are in the area where eyewitnesses to the attack say they saw flames late Thursday night. Fearing trouble, this woman asked us to hide her face.
The one girl backs up and extends her arm, and one person just ignites. It was huge.
According to police and this GoFundMe page, the victim is Alyssa Morales, who's hospitalized with severe burns. The GoFundMe reports Morales, who struggles with addiction, has been the subject of a profile on YouTube, which was used to identify her after the attack.
I know a lot of people.
I saw the little
Spark?
It was like a spark, and then all of a sudden it just whoosh, like somebody threw fluid.
Eyewitnesses say Morales was standing in the woman, the likely attacker, and a man whose clothing also caught fire. Noreta Nunez ran to her.
She was shaking and screaming, and she didn't want nobody seeing her face anyway, because I guess her face was burnt too.
So do you know who set her on fire? Did you?
No, I have no idea.
Police want to learn more about the people with Morales late Thursday night and say it was a fire crew that found her.
When the fire department comes, they're not even aware that a person's being burned. They thought it's a trash fire. Once they arrived at the scene and realized someone's injured, she's rushed to Temple Hospital.
While Morales fights for her life, Rita Nunez can't forget her.
It's sad that people get away with that.
I'm going to stop that right there, because did you hear how she said, and they asked, did you see who did this attack? No. How do you expect them to arrest somebody if nobody's going to tell? Nobody's going to give them a hint on who did it. That's not going to get solved. She's not going to be able to identify her attacker. Nobody talks. That's why there's no justice. And because the police don't put enough pressure. Don't you think if this was a, say, police officer or prominent police captain or maybe a public official or somebody else's son or daughter that wasn't addicted to drugs or on the streets of Kensington, don't you think their investigation would be a lot more forthgoing? Don't you think that more leads would be generated? More pressure would be put on people to talk? There's one reason why there's no justice for Bree right now. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about that, though. What your opinion is on why there's no justice for Bree right now. But I like to give prayers to her and her family, and to let Bree and everybody else on here know that she's not the only one that gets disfigured and has scars from Kensington. I have my own scars. If I went real close here, there's a bad scar right here where I got cut, a bad scar here where I got a bottle bashed over my head. I've been stabbed numerous times. I've had my teeth knocked out. And I've had a lot of other really horrible things happen to me that maybe one day I will share on this channel. So we all have scars that we have to come home and live with. But just for today, I managed to stay straight. I also like to know another question for you guys. You know, I'm on methadone maintenance. I've been on methadone maintenance for a while. Since 2004 off and on. I also smoke marijuana. Marijuana was the key ingredient that got me stopping smoking crack. Marijuana. I'd like to know if you guys think that I'm sober, straight, whatever. I would like to know your opinion on that. The methadone and the weed, as far as sobriety. I'd like to know your opinion on why there's no justice for Bree. And I hope that you guys got something out of what I said. I relate so much to Alyssa. So much to her story. So much to her family who came down to look for her. You know, I told these very stories over and over on this channel. That's why when I watch those videos, I can really, really feel where she's coming from when she answers those questions from Mal. And a big shout out to Mal for the content and the interviews and all the good he does in Kensington. And a big shout out to Morals Over Money. Big shout out to Surviving Kensington. Drones Are Eagles. Kim Gary. SBC News. There's a whole bunch of other ones that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head. But anybody that puts a spotlight on Kensington, thank you for what you do. I hope you guys like this. If you do like the content, let me know in the comments section what you would like me to react to. Any type of Kensington video, an interview that Frank or Maul did or anybody else did, any type of video. Let me know if you guys would like me to react to it or talk about it. And let me know about those two questions, about my sobriety with the methadone and the weed and why there's no justice for Bree. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you guys like what you see. God bless you guys. I love all of you.